There's a specific look every cat owner dreads. It's that split second when you realize you've done something wrong, and your cat looks at you with eyes that say, you have no idea what you just destroyed. You try to fix it. You offer treats, you bring out the feather wand, you use your sorry voice, but they just walk away. What if I told you that cats don't forgive the way we do? Science shows that cats have extraordinary long-term memories for negative experiences. Their brains are hardwired to catalog threats to ensure their survival. Once you're on that threat list, it is nearly impossible to be erased. Today, we're uncovering the 10 betrayals your cat will never truly forgive. Some of these are common mistakes. Others are absolute bond shatters. If you want your cat to actually trust you, you need to hear this. Let's begin. Number 1. Raised voices. Cats experience sound differently than we do. Their ears aren't just cute triangles on top of their heads. They're sophisticated biological instruments, capable of detecting frequencies and volumes that humans can't even register. Think about what your home sounds like to a cat. That refrigerator hum you barely notice? It's a constant presence. Those footsteps upstairs? They're vibrations through the floor. That raised voice, that sudden shout, that burst of anger, it's not just loud, it's overwhelming. Imagine hearing not just the words, but the emotional freight behind them magnified 10 times. Imagine sound hitting you not as communication, but as an assault. That's what raised voices feel like to your cat. Research has shown that cats living in noisy environments, homes with frequent arguing, loud music, constant television, display significantly higher stress markers than cats in quiet homes. They hide more. They startle easier. They become either withdrawn or aggressively reactive. But here's what most people miss. Your cat doesn't understand why you're yelling. They don't know you're angry at a phone call, at traffic, at something completely unrelated to them. All they know is that their safe person suddenly became a source of overwhelming, terrifying noise. And they remember. They remember which rooms are loud rooms. They remember which times of day are dangerous. They remember that your voice, which should mean safety, can suddenly become a weapon. That's not something easily forgotten. Number 2. Teasing. Let's be honest, cats are hilarious. They do ridiculous things. They fall off furniture, get scared of cucumbers, chase invisible things, and get their heads stuck in paper bags. It's tempting to laugh. It's tempting to encourage it for entertainment. But there's a line between laughing with your cat and laughing at their expense. Teasing, deliberate provocation for your own amusement, feels very different to a cat than playful interaction. When you pull a cat's tail, startle them awake, or pick them up repeatedly when they clearly want to be put down, you're not playing, you're tormenting. Cats have exceptional memories for negative experiences. Studies have shown that a single traumatic event can create lasting behavioral changes. That cat you tease might not just avoid you in the moment. They might develop permanent anxiety around hands reaching toward them, around being approached while sleeping, around trusting humans at all. In some cases, repeated teasing can trigger a condition called hyperesthesia syndrome, a neurological disorder where cats become excessively sensitive to touch, particularly along their backs. They'll suddenly bite, scratch, or flee when touched, even by people they love. Their nerves have literally been rewired by negative experiences. That harmless fun you thought you were having, it can permanently damage how your cat experiences the world. Cats don't understand jokes. They don't understand that you're just playing. They understand that sometimes, without warning, the person they trust becomes a source of fear. And they don't forget. Number 3. Declaw. This is the one that makes veterinarians cringe. The one that's actually illegal in over 40 countries. The one that too many owners still consider a solution to scratching problems. Let's be absolutely clear about what declawing actually is. Declawing is not a nail trim. It's not a manicure. It's an amputation. The procedure removes the last bone of each toe, the equivalent of cutting off a human finger at the last knuckle. Imagine living the rest of your life walking on amputated fingertips. Imagine every step, every jump, every landing sending pain through hands that can never heal properly. That's what declawed cats experience every single day. The physical consequences are devastating. Chronic pain is nearly universal. Many declawed cats develop litter box avoidance because the texture of litter hurts their permanently sensitive paws. They often become biters. Having lost their primary defense mechanism, they compensate with the only weapon they have left. Their personalities change. They become withdrawn, aggressive, or both. But the psychological impact is equally profound. Your cat trusted you. You took them to a place that hurt them, permanently altered their body, and brought them back to a world that now causes them constant pain. They don't understand why. They just know that you were involved. The bond doesn't just weaken, it shatters. And for what? Scratching furniture? There are alternatives. Regular nail trims, nail caps, strategic scratching posts, training. These solutions require effort, but they don't require mutilating your cat. If you've declawed a cat in the past, you can't undo it, but you can understand that your cat's trust may never fully return, and you can commit to never ever doing it again. Number 4. Rough play kittens are adorable. They're also tiny predators in training, practicing skills they'd need in the wild: stalking, pouncing, biting, clawing. When they play with us, they're treating us like they treat littermates, as practice partners. The problem is when we encourage that practice to go too far. Rough play, using hands as toys, letting kittens bite and scratch during play, chasing them around, teaches your cats something dangerous: that human skin is an acceptable target. When they're tiny, it's cute. Their bites don't hurt. Their scratches barely register. But cats grow, and that cute kitten who play-bit your fingers becomes an adult with jaws strong enough to break skin and claws designed to subdue prey. When your adult cat bites or scratches you during play, they're not being aggressive. They're doing exactly what you taught them was acceptable. And then you punish them for it, and they're confused. Why is this suddenly wrong? Why are you angry at behavior you used to encourage? The other danger of rough play is overstimulation. Cats have limits. When play crosses into territory that feels threatening or overwhelming, they need to signal that. Flicking tail, flattened ears, dilated pupils, these are warnings. If you ignore them, if you push through, you're teaching your cat that their signals don't matter, that you won't stop when they need you to. Others respond by escalating, biting harder, scratching deeper, doing whatever it takes to make the threat stop. Neither response leads to a healthy relationship. Play should be fun for both of you. When it stops being fun for your cat, it stops being play. And if you keep going anyway, your cat won't forgive you for ignoring their voice. Number 5. Harsh or inconsistent discipline. Your cat has an accident outside the litter box. You yell at them. Maybe you rub their nose in it. Maybe you swat them with a newspaper. Maybe you chase them with a spray bottle. In your mind, you're teaching them a lesson. You're showing them that this behavior is wrong. In your cat's mind, you're just being terrifying. Cats don't understand punishment the way humans do. They don't connect your anger with the thing they did hours ago. They connect your anger with you. They learn that sometimes, without warning, their safe person becomes a source of fear and pain. A fascinating body of research has demonstrated what cat behaviorists have known for years. Cats respond dramatically better to positive reinforcement than punishment. Reward the behaviors you want, and they'll repeat them. Punish the behaviors you don't want, and they'll just learn to fear you. The spray bottle is a perfect example. You spray your cat for jumping on the counter. They learn what? Not that counters are off limits. They learn that you sometimes spray them with water, so they wait until you're not looking, or they become anxious whenever you're holding something, or they start associating you with unpleasant surprises. The behavior doesn't stop. The trust just erodes. Inconsistent discipline is even worse. If you sometimes yell and sometimes ignore, sometimes spray and sometimes laugh, your cat lives in constant uncertainty. They can't predict your reactions. They can't feel safe. Cats need consistency. They need to know that their world is predictable. When you're unpredictable, especially when unpredictability includes fear, you become a source of stress rather than comfort. And that's not something cats forget. Number 6. Neglecting the small things. Cats notice details. They notice when their water bowl isn't fresh. They notice when their litter box isn't clean. They notice when their food is late. They notice when you skip grooming sessions. They notice when you walk past without acknowledging them. These aren't minor things to your cat. They're the foundation of trust. Think about it from their perspective. You are their entire world. You control everything. When they eat, where they eliminate, how they feel, whether they're comfortable. Every small act of care is proof that you're paying attention. Every small neglect is proof that you're not. A consistently dirty litter box doesn't just annoy your cat, it forces them to choose between their need to eliminate and their instinct for cleanness. Some cats hold it until they're in pain. Others find alternative spots: your carpet, your bed, or laundry. Either way, they're stressed. Either way, they're learning that you won't meet their basic needs. Skipping grooming doesn't just mean more shedding, it means mats that pull at their skin. Well, it means hairballs they can't prevent. It means discomfort they can't fix themselves. And they have to rely on you to help. When you consistently neglect these small things, you're teaching your cat that they can't depend on you, that their comfort doesn't matter, that they're alone in managing their own well-being. And cats who learn that lesson stop trusting, stop expecting, stop believing that you'll be there when they need you. The small things are only small to you. To your cat, they're everything. Number 7, not respecting their territory. Cats are territorial. This isn't about being possessive or mean, it's about survival. In the wild, knowing your territory means knowing where food is, where shelter is, where danger hides. It means controlling your environment instead of being controlled by it. Your cat marks their territory constantly. Those cheek rubs against furniture, scent markers. Those scratches on the scratching post, visual and scent markers. That favorite spot on the couch, claimed territory. When you move their things without warning, when you wash their bedding with strong-smelling detergent, when you rearrange furniture or bring home new items without introduction, you're not just changing the decor, you're disrupting their map of safety. Studies have shown that cats with consistent, uninterrupted access to claimed territories show significantly lower stress levels than cats whose environments are constantly in flux. They're more confident, more relaxed, more secure. The problem is that we humans get bored. We want to rearrange. We want new furniture. We want to clean thoroughly. And we forget that to our cat, these changes feel like invasions. When you regularly disrupt your cat's territory, moving their bed, washing away their scent markers, claiming their spaces for yourself, you're telling them that their need for security doesn't matter, that their comfort is less important than your desire for change. And they remember which spaces used to be safe. They remember that you're the one who made them feel unsafe. Number 8, regularly interrupting their sleep. Cats sleep a lot, up to 16 hours a day. It's easy to look at a sleeping cat and think, they're always sleeping. They won't mind if I wake them up for a cuddle. They mind. Sleep isn't laziness for cats. It's survival strategy. Their wild ancestors conserved energy during the day so they'd have energy to hunt at dawn and dusk. That instinct hasn't disappeared just because your cat's hunting is limited to feather wands and toy mice. Cats experience both REM and non-REM sleep, just like humans. During REM sleep, they dream. Those little twitches, those muffled chirps, those paw movements, they're in another world. They're chasing, exploring, living entire adventures while their body rests. Waking them from that isn't just annoying, it's disorienting. Imagine being pulled from a deep dream, suddenly alert, heart racing, unsure where you are or what's happening. That's what your cat experiences when you interrupt their sleep. Frequent sleep interruptions lead to chronic stress. Stressed cats develop behavioral problems. They become irritable. They startle easily. They might even become aggressive, not because they're mean, but because they're exhausted and on edge. Cats are crepuscular, most active at dawn and dusk. When they sleep during the day, they're following instincts older than civilization. When you respect that sleep, you're respecting who they are at their most fundamental level. When you don't, they learn that even their most vulnerable moments aren't safe with you. Number 9. Laughing at their expense. The internet loves cat videos. Cats scared by cucumbers. Cats wearing ridiculous costumes. Cats falling off things. Cats reacting to pranks. Millions of views, thousands of laughs, and absolutely no consideration for how the cats feel. Let's talk about the cucumber prank specifically. You've seen it. Someone places a cucumber behind an eating cat, and when the cat turns and sees it, they launch into the air in terror. Hilarious, right? Except it's not. To a cat, an unexpected object appearing silently behind them triggers the deepest survival instincts. In the wild, that could be a snake. That could be a predator. That sudden, inexplicable appearance means danger. The cat's reaction isn't funny, it's terror, pure primal terror. And research has shown that these kinds of pranks can create lasting anxiety. Cats who have been frightened this way become hypervigilant. They startle at shadows. They stop feeling safe in their own homes. Costumes are similar. That adorable video of a cat dressed as a shark? To the cat, it's restriction and confusion. They can't move normally. They can't groom. They can't escape if they need to. They're trapped in something that smells wrong and feels wrong, and they don't understand why. When you laugh at these moments, when you share these videos, when you recreate these pranks, you're telling your cat that their fear is entertainment, that their discomfort is funny, that their feelings don't matter as long as you're amused. Cats don't understand laughter. They understand that sometimes, inexplicably, the person they trust creates terror for reasons they'll never comprehend. And they remember. Number 10. Forcing new interactions. You bring home a new pet. A new partner moves in. A friend comes to stay. You're excited. You want everyone to get along. So you bring your cat over, hold them up to the newcomer, and wait for friendship to bloom. Your cat experiences this very differently. New things are threatening to cats. Their first instinct isn't curiosity, it's caution. They need to observe from a distance. They need to collect information through sending sound before they're ready for face-to-face interaction. When you force that interaction, you're overriding their natural safety protocols. You're telling them that their need for caution doesn't matter, that your desire for instant harmony is more important than their comfort. Forced introductions are one of the most common causes of what behaviorists call fear aggression. When a cat feels cornered, when they can't retreat, when they're forced to confront something terrifying with no escape route, they lash out. Not because they're aggressive, but because they're desperate. That hiss, that swat, that bite, it's not meanness, it's survival, and it's entirely preventable. The science of cat introductions is clear. Gradual is the only way that works. Scent swapping first. Visual access through barriers. Controlled, brief meetings, letting the cat set the pace. This process takes days, sometimes weeks, but it builds trust that lasts. Forcing it takes seconds and destroys trust that might never return. When you force your cat into situations they're not ready for, you become part of the threat. You're the one who made them face their fear. You're the one who ignored their signals. You're the one who didn't protect them. And that's not something a cat forgets.